Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to One Figure Mastery. It's awesome to have you here. My name is Vaughan. Today's lesson is on the Pepperpot, as you may have seen. Now, is this a figure that you dance? It's definitely a figure you're going to want to learn to dance. So let me do a quick mic check. I just got a new mic on, just want to make sure. Can you hear me? Let me know below, just in a quick message area, say boom, or give me a little thumbs up. Let me know we're all good to roll. This lesson is going to be awesome for all levels of dancers. It's something I encourage beginners, and of course, every advanced competitor uses this step throughout their quick step. And here's a quick tip for you. You can use this step to replace your locking actions within the quick step. So we can go forward and we can also go backwards using the Pepperpot. And the Pepperpot really is an amalgamation of boom. I love that. The Pepperpot is really an amalgamation of a chasse and a lock, or you can use chasses and locks. Now, at the very end of this video, I'll give you some tips of the do's and don'ts of how to use this step, the things to avoid. So please stick around to the end. I'll make this video short and snappy as I can. I always make this promise, and it always goes on longer than I think. But in either case, let me give you a demonstration of how you can actually practice the Pepperpot. All right, let's get straight into the steps. Again, we're gonna go left foot, right foot for both the man and lady. Let's make sure we know our line of dance. Now, the best thing about this step and locking actions in general for the quick step is they basically go diagonal, but they think of moving a little bit sideways when you dance them. Okay, so first things first, gentlemen, you're gonna be stepping with your right foot. Ladies, you'll be using your left foot. So gentlemen, I'll do it directly to the camera to make it a bit easier. So, again, if that's my line of dance, going towards you is literally the angle I need. So I'll go forward on my right foot to start with. It goes right foot forward in CBMP, so one track. I'll do my little step hop, okay? Then the chasse action. So with my left foot going diagonal, I then close my right foot towards it, and then I go left foot diagonal again, and then I cross, almost crossing behind, and then I come out diagonal, ready to lower, and then step outside my partner at the end. Okay, so if I do that one more time this way, so with the right foot, I'll take my first step, right foot, hop on the right foot with the left foot closing, make sure that it's actually passing that foot, then diagonal with the left foot, close the right foot, left foot diagonal, cross the right foot, and then left foot diagonally out, I come down, and then I go forward. You will want to pay attention to the timing of this episode. It is so important. Now that is the man steps, okay? We'll have practice session in a minute. Ladies, it's time for your step. Okay, so we'll go back. So gentlemen went back on the right foot, you'll go, gentlemen forward on the right foot, ladies, you'll go back on the left foot. Okay, so remember the first step will be underneath your body because the man's outside you. So you'll be stepping diagonally, CBMP, do your little hopping action, bring your right foot to your left foot, and then the chasse. So right foot diagonally back, okay? Left foot closes to the right foot, right foot diagonally back, and then lock toward, and then take your right foot diagonally back again, and then you're ready to go underneath the body for your last step. That doesn't belong to the Pepperpot. That really belongs to the next step, okay? So let's try that again, ladies. Ready? So we go left foot back, all right? Do your little hop on it. Wow, that was rough. I'm a rubbish lady right there. Right, so back on the left foot, little hop, boom, strong ankles. Okay, now the chasse action. Right foot, left foot, then take the right foot back, cross, and then take the right foot back again, and then I'm down, all right? Now the crossing actions, these are the things I'm gonna ask you to pay attention to, but let's get straight into. Okay, so here we go. Let's get into this, man and lady. We have 60 seconds on the clock. So gentlemen, you can follow with me at home. So we go, arms in position, with the right foot, step, hop, chasse, lock, lower, forward. All right, let's do that again. And maybe I'll do it this way. I'll do it very small. And step, hop, chasse, lock, lower, step. Ladies, ready? Here we go. Left foot back, step, hop, chasse, lock, lower, and then you're back. So see the way I'm saying it? That's an easy way to remember it as you want to practice. We go step, hop, chasse, lock, lower, and then out, right? Gentlemen, that's your step. Ladies, your step. Step, hop, chasse, lock, lower, and then back. I'll give you a quick tip in the next second. Here's a super secret ninja spicy sauce for you. That doesn't even make sense, but when you do your footwork here for the forward Pepperpot as the man, when the lady is going backwards, if we flip that, and as the man I did the lady's footwork, I'll essentially be doing a backward Pepperpot. So we're going to talk about how to use this step in both directions as you saw in the demo. Now, first of all, let's go through the footwork. This is really, really important. I'll start this way so it's easier to follow. This is for the men. Okay, so with my right foot, first things first, when I step outside my lady, I'm going to want to make sure I step ball, then the heel. So it's really ball flat. I'm not actually stepping heel and then toe. All right, so first thing is it goes there and then flat, and that's what you actually hop off. All right, so I'll do, yeah, this is probably the easiest angle here. Okay, so with my right foot, ball, then the heel, all right, or ball flat is the way to say it, then ball, and I stay up on the ball. Now, next steps are ball, 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 and at the end of this, I actually want to come out on the toe because I'm trying to create a bit more rise and then a nice swing down into the next step. So it's very easy for the man. It's ball flat, ball, 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 toe, then toe, heel at the end, okay? So if I do that again, gentlemen, let's go. And I'll go that way again. So ball flat, ball, 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 toe, heel, heel. All right? I missed the toe there, but that's okay. Let's try again. One more than the lady steps. Okay, ready? And gentlemen, we go. Ball flat, ball, 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 ball. Here's a toe. Then we go down, toe, heel. All right? Let's try it one more time as a lady this time. So ladies, when you go back with the left foot, you're going to go back on the toe, then the heel. So if I do it this way just to show you, so toe, then the heel, and then I spring on the ball of that foot. That's where the actual hopping action comes from that commences the Pepperpot. Doesn't have to, but it's sort of a nicer way to enter it. Okay, so we go. Ready? Toe, then the heel, boom. Now here, the second step is ball of the foot, all right? Then on the toe as I chasse, I'm trying to stay up a little higher. Then with my right foot, I go on the toe again. All right, now keep going with me. We now go ball as we cross, then toe, heel. All right, so that's the feeling, is I want to make sure that I use the balls of the feet on the chasse and the locking action, meaning the leg that's coming in, that's going to be a ball of foot. That helps to keep the rhythm, keep me a bit grounded. But then when I step back, I want to try and use the toe more than the ball of the foot. Do you see that action? So if we do it again, we go. I'll say it again, nice and clearly. Ladies, toe, heel, ball. Now, next bit, toe, then ball, then toe, then ball, right? Then toe, and I lower the heel at the end, and I'm ready to go into the next step, all right? So you might need to watch that again, but that's good. That's called repetition, the mother of learning. Now, we're going to bring the two together. So I want you to think of the stepping action plus the footwork. Now, footwork's a bit of a mouthful, so I want you to go back through that if it's a bit confusing, because we want to practice this hop, right? So gentlemen first, you're going to go ball, flat, ball. There's your hop. Then ball, 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 then, oh, well, that last one's a toe, I should say, then toe, heel, and out you come. All right, so, and again, we go back on the left foot. It's such a mouthful saying this and doing it. There's a much easier way to say it. I'll show you in a second. So we go toe, heel, ladies, ball. There's your pop. Right, now, toe, ball, toe, 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 heel, and then we go down again, okay? I feel like I made a mess of this, but I hope you can follow at home. All right, gentlemen, one more. Here we go. And step, hop, chasse, lock, and then lower, forward. Ladies, step, hop, chasse, lock, lower. So the timing is really awesome to play with and to understand, but here's the way I like to teach this. So think of your Pepperpot as what? As a chasse and a locking action. And one is a normal timing. So we've got, I should say, first of all, we start with a syncopated timing, then a normal timing. So if you count this with me, slow and quick, quick, quick. Ready? So we go. Slow and quick, quick, quick. Ready? Slow and quick, quick. One more. Slow and quick, quick. All right, and I'll give you some tips at the end on the idea of this Pepperpot entry and how it all works. But the first part of this is what? Your chasse, then the lock. Now you can also reverse those, which again, we'll talk about at the end. So if I think of that first bit in terms of the timing, the slow and is my springing action, right? So if you think of the footwork, you think of the steps, I now need to add a rhythm to it. So I want to be going forward and going slow and then quick and quick, then quick. So that's a tricky one, right? It messes so many people up when I teach this, and it messed me up too, so I understand the pain, right? So we've got, say it with me again, slow and, right? Then the left foot, quick and quick. So that last one, we're going to be coming down and then go forward slow. Quick and quick, slow. Right, say it with me, quick and quick, slow. Now, ladies, let's do yours with the left foot. Slow and quick, then this is the cross, quick, then calm down, quick. All right, let's go one more, and here we go. Slow and quick, and then slow. Now, why that trips most people up is the timing right on that lock is where people are used to going, say, quick, and maybe lower, the last step becoming a slow, for example. What you want to feel is on that locking action at the end is that there's a little bit of extra rise at the end of that, so then you can lower out of it nicely, okay? But just practice counting it like this as well. This is another way to say it. You can go step, hop, quick, slow. Again, ladies, step, hop, quick, slow. You see the rhythm? That's what is so beautiful and attractive about this step. Now let's practice it together. Here we go. All right, here we go. Ready? And music's coming up, okay? So we're going to get a chance to do this to music together. So, ladies, gentlemen, you can do each other's steps. It's no problem. So, gentlemen first with the right foot, we go. Slow and quick, slow. And now it's your turn, ladies. We'll go with the left foot. Slow and quick, slow. See that rhythm count? So that last lock, slow down your body weight, okay? Or slow down I suppose the momentum so you can do a nice fall. Ready? Let's go again. And here we go. And slow and quick, slow. Now, ladies, you go. Slow and quick, slow. All right, last one for you. Ready? Count it out. Slow and quick, slow. And again, slow and quick, and then the slow belongs to the other. Now we get serious. Now we get serious. I need some more. All right, here we go. Slow and quick, Okay, so let me give you 5 tips on how to do the Pepperpot and to understand it a little bit better. So please stick with me. These are very, very important. Even if you're dancing this is some errors that I commonly see. Okay, so let's get into it. First one is the Pepperpot can be danced both forward and backward as the man and lady. All right, that's the first thing to think about. So like I was saying in the beginning, learn it as the man and also the lady because the steps are essentially the same. Obviously, the posture and the hold is different. Okay, in the demonstration video at the very beginning, not the one where I showed the groups, the actual demo of the Pepperpot, that shows you how you can practice it forward and backward. Okay, tip 2 is what does it then replace? Well, the way I like to think of this step is once you're confident and competent in your Quickstep, you then take your Pepperpot and go, okay, what steps lock? All right, so I have a forward lock after my progressive chasse as a basic. I can now replace that with a Pepperpot. Now, the first thing I need to do, though, is that little step hop action, okay? That's really, really important to know. The little step hop gives us that lovely feeling, okay? The other part of that then is, okay, well, what other parts do I do a forward or a backward lock on? Well, you do a V6, right? A very common figure that is used across all dance syllabus typically for all levels, medalist to competitor and social. And so if I'm doing a V6, right, I'll just take it from a spin turn. We'll try and do it small area. So here, boom, just to keep in frame. Right, so as I go back there, that left foot can be my hop. Step, hop, quick and quick, 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 slow, quick, quick. Now, instead of a forward lock, I can go step, hop, quick and quick, 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 slow. And so now the V6, I can use the Pepperpot on both actions. Now that's where the man and lady need to understand how to do the basic Pepperpot, right? Okay, pretty cool, isn't it, to know this? So in the demonstration, I showed also how to do that in the triple chasse to right. So that's why it's really important to go back through these videos because I've structured them in such a way that I might use one figure today and then in future videos or past videos, I've already put it in there and you can go, oh, that's where it can be used. Or I have that in my routine, but I didn't realize I could use it elsewhere. I thought it was just its own figure. So the way I like to explain it to students to go, look, to become a good dancer, to become rhythmical, just know how to add this in and instantly you can start to play with the rhythms of Quickstep at a much deeper level, okay? So now, what's the other thing to understand? Not to, the cross. Right, so when you cross your feet, what you don't want to do is to literally cross your feet as tight as you can, right? So if I cross my feet like that, like my ankle's really, really tight, and I'll just like swap up the camera here. I'm just gonna test something here. Let's see. That doesn't work. All right, so let me just quickly get me deep, 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 deep onto the feet, right? So here we go. Okay, so when you're crossing your feet, you don't want to do this. I'll show you. There, whoosh. That's too tight. See that? Too tight. It blurs the rhythm, all right? So as I do my crossing action as the man and lady, I want to make sure that I bring my feet, I suppose this is probably a better angle, right? I want to bring my feet towards, okay? Right, but I don't actually like cross them like that. You don't cross the ankles, all right? Does that make sense? It will blur the rhythm otherwise, and we don't want that to happen. Do it now, no. Okay, number 4, we want to make sure that when we hop, that we don't knee our partner in the crotch, okay? Lest he deserves it. And ladies, you feel me? Sometimes like, you know what? You're being a dick today. I'm gonna Pepperpot you. Don't make that threat. The thing is, if you bring your knee up to freaking Timbuktu, right, like, woo, on your hop, you're gonna look ridiculous, okay? So the knee comes up a little bit for sure, but it doesn't, you're not trying to bounce. If you're not Australian, a kangaroo is a really awesome creature. We have them, they literally graze. I'm in suburbia, right? I don't live in the bush. It's called the bush capital. We have kangaroos. I come in from the dance studio at night. They'll be feeding on the little bit of reserve outside my land, right? It's crazy, right? They'll just be eating, chewing away, and I'm like, you guys would suck at the Pepperpot, right? Because they bounce too high. And so we don't want to bounce like a kangaroo, all right? What happens is on that very first step, I go ball heel, right? As we explained through the footwork, as the man, right? Or the lady going forward. And then as I spring, I actually want to move forward a little bit. So the momentum of this movement is I'm stepping and that movement, boom, moves me forward a little bit, you see? Now I couldn't do it in this room because I would be off camera the whole time. But the fundamental idea when I do that step is to make sure I skim the floor just a little bit, okay? That's one of the things I want to make sure I do. So I want to make sure I skim a little bit. So as I step, I'm not going on the spot. You see that? And I'm not going like that either. So I want to make sure I step ball heel and there's a little bit of a slide, a tiny slide on that foot, not very much. And then the next thing is that the foot closing, right, actually passes, like it comes towards the ankle, right, like without weight. So as I'm making sure I'm getting as close as I can to not hopping too high, I also need to make sure that that foot comes in to about there. So you can see my knee, of course, is bent, and of course if I spring up, the knee goes a little higher, that's fine. But I'm not going whoop-bah into my partner's crotch. That's a bad idea. So now, if I'm a lady, it's the same thing. If I go backwards, right, the hop is off what? It goes toe heel, and then on the ball. So it's not toe, right? I'm not leaving the floor, all right? And this leg doesn't travel with it. So the ankles, think of the ankles when you're doing that hop. That demanded a little bit more time because it's so important. By the way, hello, Corinne. Hello, Angel. Hello, Jeffrey. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Right, the other one. So we talked about not jumping too high. Let's recap for a second. We got backward and forward Pepperpots. They replace the back and forward locks in most syllabus figures, right? Don't cross too tightly. It blows the rhythm. The hop, right? Don't jump too high, all right? And then the last one here is to think of closing towards. So when you're doing a chasse, by the way, I've got a bonus tip that just came to mind. I'll give you in a second. So when I'm doing a Pepperpot action, it's very important as I close my feet, I close towards the feet. Now, you don't necessarily need to close. I'm a closer, right? I'm just going to say it. I love closing. I love my feet to close for balance. You don't need to close your feet on an extraordinary amount of figures in ballroom and Latin dancing, okay? But I was taught that way. I like the idea of the balance being that way. But the feet close towards, right, particularly on the balls of the feet. And part of that is so you're not like stopping too much and your momentum is vastly affected, okay? Now, here's the other bonus tip I wanted to talk about. When we look at the Pepperpot action, if we're doing our first class together, this is what I'll say. The Pepperpot is a rhythm. That's a way to think of it. It's one of the first times you get this feeling of syncopation coming into your dancing if you're coming from a lower level to a high level. What does that mean? We go from slow, slow, quick, quick, slow rhythms, okay? Or slow, slow, quick, 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 to slow and quick, quick, quick. It's a different rhythm, but it's an introductory to where we start to get to these beautiful, beautiful rhythmical changes, right? Well, what makes a good quick step? Let's have a quick talk about that. A good quick step is built up on a foundation of beautiful syllabus figures using the standard slow, slow, quick, quick type of rhythms. But then we also want to inject into our dancing lilting movements, movements that, you know, slowly and gradually rise and fall, things that quickly rise and fall. Then we also want movements that have like that feeling of a Pepperpot, a syncopation, then a run, right? We want running figures, we want trick figures, and we want line figures. We want an amalgamation of all these things, and it makes the quick step feel really, really cool when we blend these all together. Now, one of the things that most beginners worry about is how fast the music is. Do you feel that? Do you guys ever feel, holy shit, this is fast music? Do you feel that, right? It's not too fast. You're too slow, right? You don't understand how to use your body weight, and that's part of the challenge. Now, when we look at something like the Pepperpot, it's one of the original quick-step figures, all right? So it is old. It is an old figure. It's like one of the fundamental first steps. There was a story, I can't remember quite the backstory of it, but the way I also like to think of this is like you're dancing on a sizzling hot pot. It's like and ow, 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 right? It's that light feeling through the feet and classic quick-step figure. Now, here's the thing that I'm waffling on about. I want to make sure that I can also replace a chasse with a lock, and I can replace a lock with the chasse. This is why I prefer to think of this rather than just a figure as a rhythm. Because look, because I can go forward and backward, that's one cool thing. The second thing is I can replace a lock with a chasse or a chasse with a lock. That's another cool thing, right? So look, I'll show you. So I'll do my step hop. I can do a chasse and another chasse and then come down. So it doesn't change anything because the rhythm's the same. Do you understand? So I can go slow and quick, 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 slow. Slow and quick, quick, slow. Or I can do locks. I can go slow and quick, quick, slow. Slow and quick, quick, slow. So what did I just do? Instead of doing a chasse and a lock, I did either or, right? And so that gives you a huge variety that you can play with. Now, the other thing is too about a Pepperpot rhythm is it can be danced in promenade. So if I'm in promenade position, and I like to do this with, say, mid-level to people coming into high level competitive dancing. It's a lovely feeling, and even for just average, dancers who are average but have good control, right? Going into promenade, right? Say with an impetus turn, you come up, right, and go into promenade. You can stay in promenade together, do a step hop, and do the Pepperpot. You understand? And then off you go with any promenade figure. So this can be used across a variety of ways. And again, think about the way I just replaced my chasses and locks and swapped them out. So I can play with that in promenade with my partner. So I'll give a tip to anyone who actually is going to do that. I prefer, if I'm in promenade position, to make sure that both the man and lady do a chasse together. It's a bit easier to stay connected through the sides and then move into, say, scatter chasses, which are really, really, really popular Quickstep figures. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this, let me know. Write in the comments below, tell your friends, share this, give it a bit of love so the YouTube goes, whoa, this is awesome. But I love bringing this information to you. This is one of the most popular steps, and it's something I love. I love doing this figure. Everybody I work with, I want to do this step with them. I think every dancer should have it in their routine, but there's a lot of mistakes being made on it, like jumping too high, being too tight with the feet, and certainly not understanding the rhythm. The one last thing I'd like to make a mention to you is always be rhythmical and enjoy your dancing. When you're doing something like this, it's challenging because of the ending. You're actually slowing down the quick at the very end, right? So that's where people listen to the music, they panic, they jump around like kangaroos, and they're out of control, right? Because they're not understanding that the first part has a lot of energy. The back half is where we slow it down a little bit and coast into the next bit, all right? That's our goal. Now, as we go through future episodes, you're gonna notice the Pepperpot popping up. And so now if you wanna know how to integrate it into those routines and steps, I'm gonna be bringing them, throughout other routine episodes. And I wanna make an announcement real quick. We just filmed some really awesome steps on Friday night in a whole new format. I've seen nothing like this on YouTube from a teaching perspective. I can't wait to share it with you, but it's an upgrade on our routine episodes. In that will be this Pepperpot. So you'll see how to use it in routine for yourself. I'm also gonna teach a step very soon that is gonna blow your faces off. It'll be awesome, right? But next week, we're gonna do a bit more quick step. It's been wonderful having you here. Oh, Philippines, Joanna, awesome to have you here. Thank you, everybody. You guys rock. Make sure you visit ballroommastery.tv/access. Be part of the community. I would love to have you. I would love to teach you. I've got over 500 videos that do deep technique work, learn how to connect all the steps in ballroom and Latin. Plus, you and I can do some live coaching, and there's a community of people like you where we can all track, share each other's wins and our progress together. It's a really awesome community. I'd love to have you as a part of it. Anyway, I will see you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful dancing week.